Okay.
Can't hear myself. I'm supposed to be able to hear myself talk to myself, right?
Yeah. Can you not hear yourself?
No.
Are you
Wait.
plugged in? I can hear
Yes.
you. Okay.
Just need to be closer. There we
Then
go.
just go ahead and put your hands up.
I have headset head.
Yes. And
I think you're just messing with me right now.
now clap. Like a big.
At the same time?
And go.
That was not the same time.
Sorry.
One,
And
Count me
two.
down, and
three.
on one we clap.
Okay. Ready? 19, 18,
Nice.
17, 3, 2, 1.
Dang it!
Okay, so we can sync it with the
I have a
claps.
feeling this is gonna be the opener for the thing.
Okay, well let's
just clap one time right now.
okay, ready? Let me count it down. 29.
It's got worse.
3, 2, 1.
Dang it! There's that part where.
Okay, you guys want me to intro you in?
Sure.
Okay, whoever's editing this right now, go ahead and fade to black so we can do a fade in.
Not me.
I
Ready?
think it's my turn.
And
I spent forever.
oh yeah, forever for a video that YouTube's just like now.
Yeah. They're like, I'm still
Wait,
working
fade.
on it.
Don't be faded to black, Daniel. Unfade us from black
Oh,
right now. Okay, thank you. Okay, now fade to black. And what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Jonathan here. Yes, I am a ventriloquist. You can't even tell that I'm the one talking, but I am because I'm that good. Anyways, I think Nathan's sexy. End of podcast.
Nice.
Nice. There you go. That's your intro.
Thanks, Nathan. So, I kind of want to get right into it.
Yeah.
I want to. I want you to talk about where you went.
Last night.
And no, last night.
Your mom's house.
We went to your mom's. Not our best one. We'll get you again.
Yeah, that
That was
was weak.
not up to par. Where I went last weekend.
Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah, so I went to Sin City Anime Convention in Las Vegas. I originally wasn't going to go. So Sarah, she had a booth, and she did really well. I'm really proud of her. I just didn't like the idea of her going to Vegas all by herself, and her sister had canceled going with her last minute. So found a babysitter, thank goodness, last minute. And I just hopped in with her, and we just took off. It was cool. It was a fun trip. There's lots of breakout sessions. A lot of great cosplays there. I will say that it's really fun to go to conventions because I'm not like the kind of person who's considers myself too normal of a person, but I consider myself a normal enough of a person to have fun people watching.
Yeah.
You know, I think I showed you earlier just briefly. We went to a rave one night. It was an anime rave. The band was really good. They were called Acme, ACME. They're a band from Japan. More of a, how would you describe more of a heavy metal,
Like
screamo?
post-hardcore.
Yeah, and great sound. It was fun watching that mosh pit, and the funnest thing ever was seeing Denji,
Yeah.
full
Hey.
Chainsaw Man in chainsaw form cosplay in the in the mosh pit, just
Bobbing his head.
bobbing his head. If he was really a chainsaw, everyone would be dead
Yep.
around him.
Now, you showed me the picture of him. He went all out. He had like the light up eyes and stuff.
Yeah,
Looked like quality.
he did really good, or she. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But really great. And I'll post some videos into this video of my adventures. there's some really cool. There's an idol group that came. There's a traditional Japanese dancing group that did all of the Demon Slayer intros
Mm-hmm.
and traditional Japanese dance.
Nice.
They had a cosplay lip sync battle and a cosplay just competition,
Mm-hmm.
which was definitely really cool as well. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. It was really big for Lolitas. If you're into Lolita, Sarah is really big into Lolita. They had some, big people in the Lolita world there, and I saw a ton. And like I said, the cosplays were really good.
I would have a hard time, as I think you did as well, being there for, it was 3 days?
Yeah, 3 whole days, about 10-hour days.
3 days and not buying everything.
Oh, I bought more than I should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
I
really
mean, I
struggled.
appreciate that because I got the good end of that.
Yeah. No, they had some cool vendors there. There was a lot of figures I really wanted. I ended up walking away with 2. I'll have to show them later, but I got a Tanjiro and a Muzan,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actually kind of cool. I'll describe this. So there was a booth that had a big wheel, kind of like a Wheel of Fortune spin,
Mm-hmm.
and it had about 20 total slots on it,
Mm-hmm.
and 12 of them had a 1, and then you had 5 had a 2, 3 had a 3, and then 1 had a 4.
Yep.
And you spin that wheel, and if whatever it lands on, you get to take that many figures from this booth,
Uh-huh.
and you could pick any one on this big table.
Yep.
And so it was $30 to spin, and so I'm like, I gotta try it at least once. So I spin the wheel, and I'm 1 off from getting a 3. I get a 1. And I'm like, dang it. So I got the Tanjiro, which in the end I lost $5 because that's a $25 figure.
Mm-hmm.
The guy right after me spins and gets a 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it. So,
That reminds me of when we went to Dave and Buster's,
oh.
and I totally thought I got a jackpot.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
It was really not a jackpot.
that BS little tiny line.
Yeah.
That was completely rigged. Like
That was so
the
sad.
jackpot literally was like, yeah, it was,
The
Where-
tiniest line humanly possible
yeah.
for it to land on.
I think didn't it even land on like the words jackpot, but like the line was like
Yeah.
different.
They had like a little crease, like they had drawn like down and over, like a tiny sliver.
They're like, it's right here. Not where the words are.
And
So
to add
sad.
insult to injury, like right above and below the jackpot is like 10 tickets.
Yeah.
And so you only get, like, you thought you got a jackpot, and then you realize, oh no, I actually only got 10 tickets, which is messed up.
But yeah, that was lame. But so you got a Tanjiro.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, go grab that green guy. Will you?
The green boy with the
On the right.
sword right there. Yeah,
With the sword on the right. All the way to the right. Yep.
that one. Yep.
This is the one that he got because I happen to have the same one. Thank you.
Yeah, this one right here. It's really, really good for a $25 figure.
Yeah.
Like the detail is really good, and the face is what he can be our showcase,
Yeah.
little showpiece.
Just leave him there. Look into the camera. Boom. Yeah.
I feel like we're on a shopping channel. All right, so here we have Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Go ahead and call the number below.
It's only $20 if you act now.
$20 act now. We have 25 remaining. Oh yeah, so I got this one, and then Muzan. Now the Muzan, so they had one booth had Demon Slayer figures,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm guessing someone either really messed up on the ordering, or they just thought this is a popular show. Let's order a lot of
Let's
this.
order all the Demon Slayer
And they had
characters.
They had like 20 of each Demon Slayer figure. And they had so many, you could tell they were so frustrated. Day one, they had them for $12.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, $12 for figures cheap. Especially one from Van Presto, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then the next day it was 10.
Van Prestos are like, ugh.
Yeah. Some of them, yeah. Unfortunately, I do have one that's ugh. The second day was 10, and the last day was $8.
Mm-hmm.
So $8 figures. I had to buy a Muzan. He's fine. He's
fine.
okay. Yeah, he looks.
He is the main baddie.
But like the sad thing is, he doesn't look like the main baddie. He just looks like literally Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
That's it.
at least in this, on the figure that you
On
got.
the figure, yeah. He is cool.
Yeah.
Like in the show. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but this figure is just him like holding his hat.
He does spend a lot of his time in general, even in the show, looking like Michael Jackson. So
Yeah. So no, that was good. So I had to pick that up. No, yeah, I don't know what else I can really say about it other than it was a really fun con. We went out every night, got
how many
got some good-
stars?
How many stars?
How many thumbs up?
I'm going to give
10 thumbs up.
10 thumbs up. We can do like new eggs. How many eggs?
How many eggs?
You know,
Do you
it
want
was a
to
good
throw
con.
at
It was
them?
fun, but it was a little smaller than I thought. And I thought the vendor halls could have been a little bit bigger. I will give it a solid 4 stars out of 5.
Okay.
Because I liked the atmosphere a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The vendor halls were a little smaller than normal, but they did have some pretty cool events there, and I thought it was fun. They had a decent panel. That's one thing. I did get kicked out of the guest spot. So they had a whole line. You'll see this at every con you go to, but they have a whole line of the voice actor guests.
Yep.
And they all sit there and they sign. Well, they were long gone. Long gone. No one was there. It was a ghost town over there. And they had a little water station, not even behind those tables, in the far corner. So I got some water because, you know, being a vendor, you're allowed to get water from those stations.
Yep.
And they had a little chair next to the table. I sat down because I was tired.
That's for the guests.
Yes. And the guy came up. Excuse me, are you with the guests? I'm like, no, I'm just a vendor. Well, you can't sit there. I'm looking around like, what guests? Because they were gone. Like they weren't coming back.
He takes his job really
And
seriously.
he's like, no, you can't. That's for the guests. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to have to ask you to move. I'm like, okay, listen, you already said it. I'm getting up. Like, you don't have to.
Sir,
Sir?
I'm going to need you to stop resisting.
I'm
What?
resisting because this pepper spray
I'm
out.
walking away.
Sir, come back
Tackles
here and
you.
resist.
I'm
So
bored all day.
I think they were. There was like no incidents. Now, Jonathan, there was something for you there, though.
Sure, there was a lot of things for
Well,
me
yes.
there.
But specifically a man of your skills.
Oh,
So
skills.
I walked out to the main. So they had 2 vendor halls.
Uh-huh.
And then they had this middle area with other vendors in it. And it's where they were kind of hosting the con-themed vendors.
Mhm.
And they would do random things out there. But one of them, this guy came out with a boombox, and they had a big raffle, right? And you can buy a ticket for $1 and stick it in the whatever jar you want, and then you could win that gift basket.
Mhm.
Anyways, this one guy comes out with the boombox and a microphone. He's like, I'm accepting anyone who wants to challenge this guy right here to a push-up
Oh.
contest for 50 raffle tickets. If you beat him, you get 50 raffle tickets.
Wow.
So I saw all these cosplay
Oh
folks
yeah.
come up.
Hey, people who cosplay, they work out. They work hard to get in shape for certain characters. So
It's true.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, no one beat him
Oh wow.
because I think he was kind of a ringer that they had. But I think you could have.
How many did you do?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because what it wasn't counting.
Uh-huh.
It was a tempo.
Oh.
And whoever dropped out last won.
Okay.
So I don't know. Have you heard the Sally Up, Sally Down song?
Yep.
You had to go down. Yep. The whole night.
Okay.
I felt kind of bad because one guy was like 4 push-ups in and he was struggling. I'm like, why'd you get down there, man? Like, I applaud you, but I mean that's why I didn't get down there because I could do like 4.
Yeah. He just wanted the moment of glory.
Yeah, but
or the opposite. Whatever.
or the opposite.
Moment of attention. I don't know.
So next time we go to a con.
Okay.
By the way, I'm offended. I'm offended.
Offended?
Both of you. I sent you a text
Oh.
the other day,
You
yesterday,
oh.
and you didn't respond.
You sent
What
us
up,
a
Nathan?
text? What are you talking about?
I sent a text to you guys. Let me get my phone out.
You said we are here.
No, it was to you, Jonathan, and Tyler.
Oh.
It's a long text.
Yeah, the FanX one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heck.
yes, I got that.
And
And
no one responded. There's
I-
3 of you that received this.
I had to
Listen,
give it
I
thought.
yeah, I had to give it thought
Because,
too.
oh, that sounds good. Let me think about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
that's
here's
actually
the thing.
a good response. Let me just put that in right now.
Thanks.
I'll be there because Mia's gonna do a booth.
Oh.
So, I mean, we may not go as like bros the whole time, but
I just
we
think
can definitely go and
one
hang
day.
out.
Wait, why am I Suzuki? And what the heck is
Sakazuki?
Sakazuki? What is that?
I feel like that's the one you'd be least embarrassed to cosplay, personally.
Let me look him up right now.
It could be Barcelino.
Well, Tyler already called Borsalino.
Oh, okay. Can't be Barcelino.
Oh, yeah, he
And
was-
I was
Doflamingo?
Fujitora because
Be Doflamingo.
he's not an admiral. Be Doflamingo.
this
I
guy
just
was
thought it
like
would be
the,
the funniest
with
thing
like the
ever.
red.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wears a suit with a Hawaiian shirt underneath and a flower. Or is a flower right here?
Huh?
Yeah.
And then he's got his coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You be him. Since Jonathan's jacked, he can be Green Bull. can't remember
Since
his
he gets his trash handed to him, and he's like instantly pees his pants when Shank shows up.
Okay, name one Piece character that doesn't pee his pants when Shanks
Fair
comes up.
enough.
He got the bad draw there. At least Borsalino, he got his butt handed to him by
Yeah.
Luffy. So
I'm looking forward to seeing that in the anime because I don't feel like it did it justice in the manga. He
except
got
for
punched through
Make
the
Me-
head, and I was like, cool. I just want to see him get beat for like a while because they're gonna stretch it out.
Oh yeah, like Zoro and King's fight on the anime was so much more.
It was
It was
so good.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It makes me uncomfortable every time he punches through someone's head. I'm like, oh, that just looks so uncomfortably weird. Because I don't know if you can picture it, Nate, but it's like a cartoon. He punches and it goes into their head and like stretches boing through their head.
Like as if you
Mhm.
were like punching through a balloon, you know.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable looking. But anyways, so we got to think about that. I think it'll be fun.
I just replied to the text. So
Oh,
you're
let me
good.
see. Nice.
I said this sounds awesome.
Sounds
Oh, I thought he
awesome.
just responded nice.
Nice. Now
Yeah.
Tyler will get it wherever he is right now and be like, oh yeah, I didn't respond to that.
You know, I actually feel bad because I actually read through it and I was like, oh, that does sound pretty awesome. But I don't know. I just didn't respond, and it was not because I didn't for any negative reasons. It just didn't.
That's okay.
I think I just assumed I would think about it later and respond later.
Well, you and Jonathan can discuss between yourselves if you want to be Green Bull or Sakazuki.
Suzuki, got
You want to be Sakazuki? he's
it. Sakazuki.
he's the leader. You'd be the leader.
I've never sent this emoji before.
What was the emoji?
Oh,
What is it? Why is it's a
the-
monkey covering his
the-
ears
See, it's the hear no evil.
with
What?
a monkey?
I thought it was
Wait.
just a monkey just like going like this.
Oh, isn't that the
Yeah, that's
monkeys
a
that
hear. Yeah, because
hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil?
yeah, they have the 3 monkey emojis that do that. So you you just reply. You just
Hear
replied.
no evil.
Hear
I
no
hear
evil.
no
What you're
evil.
saying is
Now,
evil.
Jonathan
words.
and Nathan, you
Yeah.
don't get this.
Okay.
But Jonathan, you will. Here's what we have to do. We will make a fist, right? About this.
Mhm.
about right here,
Uh-huh.
right? And like a paper mache or something.
Like a paper mache fist.
We'll paint it red.
Okay.
We'll put goop on it. We'll paint that red and goopy. And we'll put like burn stuff all around right here. And it'll be just an arm. We go to the con. And we find all the aces.
Oh my gosh.
And we get a photo op with Nate punching through their chest. And they hold the arm to the... They would all do it. I
Oh, yeah.
guarantee you
You
they'd all
get
do
so
it.
many pictures.
That'd be so funny.
That'd
Well,
be
it's not
cool.
funny. It's actually really depressing. But it'd be hilarious in post.
That'd be cool.
That's essentially how Sakazuki
I almost got
kills
you an ace
I
today.
see.
They had one at Walmart.
An ace?
Yeah. It was a pretty good one. But I was just like, well, where's he gonna put this? What is he gonna do with it? It doesn't really go with what you have right now, but
Well, Ace is one of Sarah's favorites.
uh-huh.
She likes Ace a lot. I think Ace is cool, and I just feel disappointed because he got his butt kicked
Mhm.
so bad. And
Yeah.
maybe if I would have seen him fight other people, I'd have more respect for his fighting ability. But everyone I've seen him fight, he's lost against.
Yeah, he doesn't have the
So
greatest track record. Yes,
But-
I feel like sadly, I feel like Sabo is using the ability better.
well,
At least he's displaying
yeah.
it better anyway.
well, Sabo was probably as strong as Ace
Mhm.
with just his what's his Dragon Claw
Well,
ability?
he just freaking he's like, okay, I have it now, and he uses it
Right
flawlessly.
away.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like he has one moment where he's like, "Whoa, this is weird." Okay, now it's not weird.
That was weird for 2 seconds. I'm good.
Yeah. But I think that made Sabo. What did they call him again? The what do they call Sabo?
I don't know.
This is embarrassing. We got to edit this out.
Sabo, the fist,
I'm gonna look it up.
the claw, the
What is
blonde guy with
Sabo's
a scar.
nickname?
In the meantime,
It's a good place to put in a sponsor ad.
I'm an adult.
Today's podcast is sponsored by
Tums.
Tums. That's right. If you're ever feeling the little rumblies in your tumblies, you pop a Tums, and
You won't have that anymore.
you won't have it.
It's just how Tums works. Works really good. There's not really any downsides.
Yeah.
So everybody knows about it. Just get some.
That's true. There really isn't like any downsides to Tums. Is I guess
Could
maybe
you like overdose on Tums?
I don't know.
I'm
What
gonna
is
tell you you can't eat more than their suggested amount, but I think it's just
It's probably just bad for
Yeah.
like your liver.
maybe
you eat that much chalk.
maybe
Stop
maybe
eating all the chalk.
maybe it'll just plug you
flavored
up
chalk.
so you so your colon just clogged. In any case, buy your Tums at your local store today.
Tums didn't pay us for this.
That was a good ad placement. I think we should make some money off that.
It
Yes.
failed. Anyways.
If they want to send us some money, that's cool too.
What if we decide just to only choose sponsors that have nothing to do with us on purpose?
Just what can advertisers get mad if you promote their brand without their permission?
I feel like yeah, maybe. Since the last video I tried to make,
Yeah.
we tried to make and I tried to edit and post, YouTube didn't like it. So not all it was like, we love this stuff, and they're like, I don't care. Get it off.
It was literally a video listing the things you guys love the most. So literally promoting shows and songs, and they're like, yeah, no, we don't want that.
Get it out.
I could see them getting offended about our worst song category.
Right.
But shame on Attack on Titan for having that outro. And shame on Code Geass
for existing
For and shame
and
on
having the worst song.
Tokyo Ghoul
Oh my gosh.
for having that second intro, especially after that banger they had as the first intro.
I mean, I'm honestly not sure which one was worse out of the two of ours. 'Cause mine was mine was Tokyo Ghoul season 2 opening,
Mm-hmm.
and yours was Attack on Titan, which
Season 2 outro.
season outro. Oh my gosh, so bad.
It was
Go listen to it, and but don't listen to it very long. Your ears will bleed.
yes.
Did that video? It never got posted, did it? Because YouTube. And what we should do is just post it on like some other platform, and then just link to it and like the description of this video. So you just won't be able to watch it on YouTube, but maybe you can watch it on MySpace or something.
On
MySpace.
MySpace.
For the
MySpace
podcast,
MySpace
still on
won't
there.
care at this point. They'll be thrilled to have
Like,
people
wow.
posting.
Yep, we'll take anything. So I will surprise you.
Okay.
I watched the whole first season of God Troubles Me
Good job.
yesterday.
Oh, good job.
So, I mean, I had to go pick up my son yesterday, so I kind of just watched it on the way there and back. So, and then I watched the rest. Like my daughter's not feeling good, so she wouldn't sleep, so neither did I. So I just watched,
Just watch it.
like all night.
It's a good show to watch with less sleep because it's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it helped keep me awake for sure, because it's a good little slice of life type of show that's just kind of silly, and there's not really any direction necessarily, but I thought it was funny. I definitely liked how she gets kicked out of her house or her parents' house because she's just kind of freeloading, I guess, or she's like 24 or something, right?
Yeah, she's just staying at home because she
Like-
has no motivation.
Yeah, and her parents, like, one's a monster elf and the other one is a god, and like her dad is like the ugliest. And he's like, you ever wonder why I'm so handsome? And she's like, no. He's like, bald patching spots. And he's like, well, I'm a god, that's why. And she's like, what? No. She doesn't believe him. And
The mom's like huge.
yeah. Then they like kick her out, and then she tries to get back in, and when they open the door, they're all in their garb, like their adventure garb, but the dad is wearing like this princess
Yeah.
uniform, and the mom is wearing like the tank crusader
Yeah. The battle
outfit,
gear.
yeah. And she's like, what am I looking at right now? You guys are going a little far with the cosplay right now. And they're like, it's not cosplay, we're real.
Real.
But yeah, it just kind of goes into like she's like the chosen one. I don't really understand that, but she can
Yeah.
see spirits of everything. Like this microphone has a spirit. This table has a spirit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, she lives with her phone and her cat, which are both
Yeah,
spirits.
she like throws everything out because she could see all these spirits of everything, and it's super annoying. So she just throws all of her stuff out except for her phone and the cat because she likes those. And she needs the phone.
Yeah. Oh man, it's too good. I love all the anime references that they have. If you just like watch it, they reference a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
animes.
They had one with Naruto. They had Karma. Like it was her trying to like lose weight, and so they like kind of did like a metaphor of her banishing Karma, which was like just her fat.
Yeah.
Behind bars. That was great.
Yeah, I just love how everything has the spirit, and so like the scale is the spirit itself,
Uh huh.
and just
And it's like pushing her to lose weight. She's like, fine. Will you leave?
It's
And as soon as he
good.
leaves, she's just like, all right, back to potato
Back
chips
to
and
the
soda.
chips. Oh yeah, I love it. You should definitely finish it. I mean, I think there's only one more season.
I actually started watching. I think I'm like 3 episodes into the second season. So
Did you watch it all with the cockroach?
yeah,
I love the cockroach.
brings his friends
Yeah.
later, like the fly, the mouse, and the mosquito.
Yeah, I think so. I love them. They're hilarious. They have more parts in season 2. It's so funny.
Nice. They're always trying to take over the house.
Yeah. So I'm proud of you. Good job.
Thanks.
That's one I recommend to everyone. It's a Chinese.
Yep.
Which that's
That
not
threw me off. That was probably the hardest thing for me because I'm just used to hearing Japanese,
Mhm.
and going to Mandarin was weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, but I mean, it's not like I understand it anyway. I just think when I listen to Japanese, I hear those like the sounds and the fluctuations, and
Mhm.
it's comfortable even though I don't know what they're saying unless I read it.
Right. I
Um,
still think that, and I'm definitely biased because I've been listening to Japanese, with subtitles for so long. I think that like the animation of the voices are better, in Japanese still, but they're coming out with some Chinese ones that are good.
Yeah,
So,
they really have stepped up. I know Sarah's been watching a few, like Heaven's Blessing or something.
mhm.
She's been watching. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. Well, I know you won't be impressed, but anyway, since you gave me that task over 3 weeks ago, I watched it the first week. I watched all of Blend S.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is good. Yeah, so I guess the excerpt is the girl is can't help but have a evil face,
Yeah.
a sadistic face, and so she's trying to be nice to people, but it just comes off as her just being so like condescending.
Yeah, she's like looking down on everyone, like you piece of dirt. And she's like, "That's just my look."
So I love it. So she gets a job at a
I get
maid
that.
cafe as a sadistic character. And I even love the episode where they actually make her a sadistic character and she's like this total dom, like, and just like dominatrix girl. She's just so evil. It's hilarious. Um, I it's cute. It's an adorable show. It was really funny. I thought the characters are funny. It was a really quick watch.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll come out with more eventually, but
I don't remember, right? But I feel like the episodes were relatively short.
I feel like they were shorter than normal.
Could be
Um,
wrong. Maybe they're just so fun to watch. They
Could
seem like
be.
it.
And it kind of seems too like their episodes, sometimes they have multiple themes in one episode.
Mhm.
Kind of like how, how Psyche has like 3 micro episodes in every episode.
Mhm.
I think it kind of does that sometimes. So it feels like the episodes are really short too.
A couple of different themes going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. It was a good mix up watching that after watching more serious action anime. Go into that.
Well, we have to talk about it, Daniel.
What?
We have to talk about the new chapter.
Well, no. First, we have to give each other recommendations, and then we'll talk about the new chapter, which I have feelings about, and I'll talk about them anyway. But do you have one for me?
Have I told you to watch Ragna Crimson?
You've told me about it,
But it's not. I mean, it's not a full season yet. So
you got to give me at least something that has a full season.
okay, I need a minute.
Well, while you take a minute to think, I'll announce to people what yours is.
Okay.
Sarah and I just watched this past week. And Nate, I actually think you would think this is a good one too, if you ever wanted to watch one. It's hilarious and adorable. It's called Ya Boy Kong Ming. And it's as preposterous as the title indicates. It's basically there's a tactician from like forever ago in ancient history where like the kings of old, the emperors of old would hire, they had like tacticians for war. And this guy was like renowned in the three kingdoms as like the greatest tactician to ever live.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on his deathbed after living his life, and he dies, and he gets reborn. Not reborn like as a baby, but he gets kind of set back to when he was like in his 20s or so in Tokyo modern day. But he still has like his garb and everything as if he was alive like thousands of years ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so he's just thrown into modern day Tokyo, and he's this guy who's the probably greatest tactician of history. And it's hilarious because he basically finds this girl who's really good at singing, and he wants to help her voice be heard all over. So he decides to be her tactician to help her like advance her music career. And it's just so dumb and so funny how he's just using these ancient techniques to help this girl get more listeners. And they even have to do a thing where they have to get like so many likes on a social media post to win this contest. And this guy's like from ancient Japan or whatever, and he has to like help this girl use social media, and like it's just really good. So
That sounds good.
Okay, I have a few options for you.
okay.
But I don't remember if you've seen any of these, so I need to.
Okay.
I'll start with the one I want you to watch the most, if you haven't already, because I don't think you have. Have you watched Trigun?
I started it.
Okay.
How long is Trigun?
Uh,
That's my question. How steep of a goal is this?
question. It's 24 episodes.
It's 24. That's all Trigun is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I got it.
So I'll do your boy Kong Ming. You'll watch Trigun.
Yes. Which is good.
I'm
'cause
looking forward to your review because I love Trigun.
the like 2 or 3 episodes I did watch were hilarious.
Yep.
I thought it was really funny. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I know you did a D&D character based on Vash
Yep.
before, and he is hilarious.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's great.
okay. All right, Trigun. I'll have to go home and reveal to Sarah what we're watching next. So it comes on the heels of her deciding that we're going to start over from the beginning and watch all of My Hero Academia.
Oh,
So I might have to be watching
Gonna
this
be
one
busy.
on my own. I might have to just stay up a little bit later and watch an episode or two.
Yep.
And
I'm probably gonna have a late couple of nights. My daughter's still not feeling good, so
yeah, that's the best time to watch shows.
I'm gonna watch some your boy Kong Ming then.
Yeah, this gives you enough time because we'll check on it in 2 or 3 weeks. You'll have time to finish God Troubles Me and do that because those are pretty short episodes too.
Yep.
So, okay, we got him. Trigun, your boy Kong Ming. You'll get a review
Yay.
at some time in the future.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Now we get to talk. Just kidding.
Yeah, we
I
get
know
to put the new chapter.
you have to talk about the uncomfortable chapter
The elephant in the room.
of One Piece.
It's only uncomfortable for one reason. The rest
It's
of it is
sad.
so good. It's so sad and it's so sweet. But it's only annoying for one reason.
And that's because you find out how old
Bonnie.
Bonnie is.
Yeah.
And the fact that Blackbeard propositioned her at one point when she was probably like 10.
Yeah, and we can get into that briefly. And Nate, maybe you can be our voice of wholesome moderation since you're a wholesome.
This is somewhat of like not like a debate.
Okay.
Not like a debate, but like a discussion of like what was going through Oda's mind. What was he just being creepy, or was he like just trying to like make you think? Like, okay, so Bonnie is 12, but she has the ability to change her age.
Mhm.
Like, she has the age fruit,
Mm-hmm.
so she can age other people and herself. Usually, most of the time, she appears as if she's like 20 something
Yeah.
Mm.
years old, and she looks like she's got the accentuated figure of 20 something year old woman,
Mhm.
anime character from One Piece, which they're all there is like a general figure, kind of like you look like Nami with a couple of differences.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of just like this hourglass thing going on. So I guess just the problem with the fact that Blackbeard propositioned her at some point. Like, did he know?
I don't think there's any way he could have known that.
Yeah.
There's like no. I don't think anyone, but besides her crew
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the world government,
Yep.
knew that
Yeah.
at all.
So Oda could have drawn her in any way. Like, he's drawn some weird looking girls, but she was kind of
Yeah, kind of.
little
Well,
sexy.
she looked like
Definitely
a
sexy.
20-something-year-old girl put on a 12-year-old girl's clothes. If you think about it, she's wearing the short shorts and the suspenders and the tank top. You know,
Yeah.
and if you think of a little kid wearing that, that just looks like a cute little kid outfit.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like she like literally put that on and then she aged herself, and that's why her features are so accentuated.
Possibly. I mean, I'm just thinking of all the other characters, and you could make the same argument
Well, it's
for
true.
them because they're
But-
just,
And I'm
tight-fitting.
not saying that like it's okay,
of course, not.
but what I'm saying is, okay, this is where it gets tricky, Nate. So you have a 12-year-old. Universally, you should not be attracted to 12-year-olds,
Mhm.
no matter what. That's just not okay. She has the ability to change her age. So if someone is a 12-year-old and then physically makes themselves a 20-something-year-old, are you a bad person for thinking that person's attractive? That's the tricky part of this whole thing. Like, are all the people for years terrible people
Mm-hmm.
for thinking Bonnie was attractive as a 20-something-year-old, even though she really is a 12-year-old girl?
Yep. You brought up the interesting point of like there's definitely people out there that probably have like posters, or there are figures,
Yeah.
and now they're like, oh, I feel bad for having this now.
Yeah, so like for all we know, from all of One Piece, when she was introduced in Sabaody,
Yep.
for years now, she was a 20-something-year-old girl, a woman, right?
Mhm.
And to be
For
fair,
everyone.
we knew about her ability, so for a long time we knew that she could be any age, but only recently it was revealed like she's definitely 12.
Well, there was a thought at one time that she was actually really old because of the Reverie
Right, like she could have been like super old.
and just made herself look young.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like she's been around for a long time, and no.
So it's just weird, right? Like,
Mhm.
but how do you act about that? I don't think people are wrong for thinking she was attractive before, because she is 20-something, according to how she made herself.
Right.
I don't
I mean,
Yeah,
for everything that we knew, then no, I don't think anybody's wrong for that. Like, at the moment that you find out, oh, she is 12, then yeah, all bets are off.
I'm curious what you think, Nate.
So it kind of sounds like, as a 20-something-year-old, if everything has led you to believe that, and there's no indication that it's anything different than that, then I feel like people, it's not really their fault for thinking anything different. You don't. It's like you don't walk on the street today, see a 20-something-year-old, and be like, "Oh, I bet that person probably just has like some
Has
a-
implant.
has some ability to make them look a decade or a decade and a half older or something." I mean, you just don't make those assumptions. So I think if that's what all the information led you to believe, and that all the evidence led you to believe that, then that's one thing. But if I think the thing is if after learning that, then you realize that like, oh, and she transforms back into her 12-year-old self, and you're still kind of like, ooh, okay, like, okay, now you've got some issues that you gotta work out. But yeah, so I don't know. If it were me, after knowing all that, and if I had like posters and figures, I would probably try to find ways to offload them.
Yeah, I agree.
All of
That-
them are for sale.
That is kind of messed up. Um who's the author of the
Oda.
Oda.
Ichiro Oda.
yeah, it probably would have been better if he would have made her act, like you guys said, older, and then because that's like, if you think of like all the like movies and stuff about like a witch, usually she's a lot older and she makes herself younger
Yeah.
to be more,
Kind of like a Tangled situation.
yeah,
right?
to be more appealing. But the fact that the author wrote her as she's younger, making herself look older, like that's just, he's just setting a trap. Is all all that is. So.
Yeah, and like the story is really emotional, and it's kind of sad that this is the part we're getting tied up on.
Yeah.
But Tyler and I were having dinner the other night, and he brought up Momonosuke.
Yep.
He's, how old is he? 9 or something?
Something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that,
he's little kid. But there's a person who has an ability similar to Bonnie's, but can only age.
Yeah, you can only go up,
And so she,
and then you're stuck.
to make him stronger, ages him like 15 years or so.
Yeah.
To make him in his 20s, just so he can be stronger physically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and there's people that find him attractive, but is it different? Because he has the mind of an 9-year-old kid. But he
arguably more so than Bonnie. Like Bonnie is pretty mature.
Yeah.
Like she's immature in a lot of ways, but like she is very independent and strong and mature.
And her mom was one of the smartest people.
Yeah. So like the deception as far as Bonnie goes is a lot easier to write off than Momo, because he still cries like a little girl.
Yeah. So I mean, but
And pansy.
people who would find him attractive and have posters of him on their wall, they have to know from beforehand. But he can't go back.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, well, Bonnie could make him go back, but he wouldn't stay that way forever.
Bonnie, yeah, she can only do it temporarily.
Yeah.
She's doing it on herself, like semi-permanently. Like she can revert back anytime, but because that's her true age. But when she like turns somebody else a different age, they eventually revert back to their original.
Yeah.
So it's almost as if like these people, it kind of, here's a different concept. Let's say you had like a looking glass, right? And in that looking glass, you could see what someone looked like 15 years in the future. And if in 15 years in the future, like, oh, that's an attractive person, but that's not who they are right now. Like, it's almost like this situation, but almost reversed, and so there's kind of the moral dilemma. Like, is that something that's kind of messed up if you think like, oh, like as a 25-year-old, there's someone who I would want to date, obviously not who they are right now, but as a 25-year-old, that's kind of seems like that's a similar situation here.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that goes into question for me is like, what was Oda's mindset? Because to me, like, there's not really a question at all. Like I said, all bets are off once you find out. But what was he thinking when he wrote? Like, was he trying to troll people? Was he just like,
He was going for the the reveal.
Like, but what was with the Blackbeard thing? Like,
Well, see, but Blackbeard, if he doesn't know,
if he didn't know, I guess.
then
but,
like I
yeah.
mean, it's like Nate said, like you don't assume when you see a 20-something-year-old lady on the
Sure.
street, like, does she have powers to age herself? Like, there'd be only one fruit that could do that.
Yeah.
And so, now here's a thought though, right? Let's say there was another time skip in One Piece, 6 years into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get my Bonnie posters back out? You know, because she's 18 now in the thing. You know what I mean? That's where this gets weird. Is because if there's a time skip in One Piece,
I like legal age Bonnie.
yeah, like, but that's the way she's going to look, right?
Yeah, that's what the figures are gonna say now when they're selling them. Legal age Bonnie.
This is Bonnie 6 years into the future of
This
One
is-
Piece.
12-year-old Bonnie. Legal age Bonnie.
It's gonna be the exact same. But like that's what's so fickle about this whole thing is if Oda did a 6-year time skip right now, there wouldn't be a problem,
I guess so.
right? Because she's legal age. That's what makes this whole situation dumb.
Yep.
Is just because in the story right now she's 12, there's a problem.
But physically, she's 20 something, and I don't know, maturity wise, she is able to deceive a lot of people because she kind of had to force herself to grow up a lot.
Well, and she's a captain.
Yeah.
Of a crew.
Yeah, she's like a freaking captain. So
I mean, her crew's all dead, but like
she
which is
was a
sad.
captain.
She
of
was a
a
captain
crew.
of a so anyway.
Not a very good one. They're all dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, that's what happens when you fight someone with 2 devil fruits, I guess.
I had
And Sakazuki.
I had a college course where literally every class was the professor presenting some sort of
impossible scenario.
moral scenario, and then like just for an hour it was the whole class ripping each other to shreds.
Yep.
That anyways, this is a good scenario to pose to one of those college courses, and
Yep.
just watch the students just destroy
Chaos
themselves.
ensue.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, like, for anyone who does watch this episode, to put your thoughts, because like I'm really curious. Like, I've watched other YouTubers' thoughts on it,
Mhm.
and some of them are just like, ew, no, like we're backing off entirely.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely on the side of like the safer side as much as possible, especially when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, and like for me, Bonnie was never one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
She was just a
like,
character that
whatever.
existed.
Yep.
Not to mention, she was created and Oda created all of the Worst Generation in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So like the fact that this exists is kind of interesting because he created the whole Worst Generation in like 2 hours. So he had to like in retrospect say, okay, she's gonna be 12.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So it's all weird.
Yep.
But-
Let's talk about the rest of the chapter though.
Yeah, let's talk about
'Cause
the
rest of the chapter was
wholesomeness.
like pretty interesting. I mean, sad for sure.
Yeah.
With Kuma, who's just like he's basically like the Jesus of One Piece.
Pretty much.
I feel so bad for him. He's just he basically just goes around and takes everyone's pain from them and takes it on to himself.
Yeah, basically his power is if someone's hurt or in pain or sick, he can extract it from their bodies. And then what he does is he extracts all the people in the town's pain, and then at night he basically pushes all that pain inside to himself because it has to go somewhere.
Yep.
So he basically takes on everyone's pain every day. It's kind of
Yep.
a sad thing.
He can take away other things, like
Memories.
send people, including himself, to other places.
Yeah, but
Um,
not over a certain height. I thought that was interesting
Yeah.
because he
'Cause
smacks
Bonnie
into the
was
red
like-
line.
Well, Bonnie was like, I want to go to Skypiea, or the Sky Island, right?
And then Fishman Island.
And he's like,
below.
well, the only ones I can't send you to then.
Yeah. I thought that whole concept of if you could go on a vacation, where would you go?
Yeah.
And you kind of think back to when he did that to Perona,
Mhm.
you know, and he sends her off to Mihawk's Island.
Yep.
Like that's just kind of his catchphrase thing. And it puts a lot more meaning. Now, I've heard a few YouTubers bring this up, right? They were saying they're basically insinuating that Zoro that wasn't that big of a deal what he did for Luffy
Oh, whatever.
because Kuma did that so much. But I guarantee nobody that he like helped
had that much.
had that much pain because he took all the pain from that entire fight.
Yep.
Which basically he fought until he couldn't move.
Yep.
And he took a lot of hits.
And Luffy's pretty freaking resilient. Like he's more resilient than, the elderly people he was taking taking the pain from. Like.
Yeah, and he gave him a taste of it.
Yep.
And it was like horrible pain. And Zoro is I dare say Zoro is the most constituted, like fortified member of the crew. He
Yeah.
has such a fortification to him where he can take a lot.
Yep.
I mean, obviously Luffy's made of rubber, so blunt force doesn't really affect him. But I think besides that, Zoro's the strongest.
Yep.
And so I still think that was a big deal.
I
I think it's worth it.
No, I don't. I feel like that was like one of the coolest scenes
And
in all of the show, and I'm
yeah,
not gonna take anything away from it.
and I feel kind of bad because I think people forget that Sanji was gonna do it.
Yeah.
I think people are just like, "Oh, Zoro did that. He's so cool." Sanji would have,
Mhm.
like, he really would have, but then Zoro knocks him out, and then he does it because he knew Sanji probably wouldn't live because he was really injured.
Yep.
But that's the other thing. Zoro was very injured from that fight, and he took the pain on. People need to give him more credit.
They do.
Anyways, but
Basically, I'll be back to the chapter. He finds out. I don't know if I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but Bonnie is. You find out that Bonnie was born from a
Celestial Dragon.
celestial dragon,
Yeah.
and her mom, Ginny, and Ginny got this incurable, horrible, rare disease where if you get into contact with like sunlight or moonlight or like
Natural light.
any
in
natural
any way.
light, then you start turning into stone essentially.
Yeah, some kind of like jewelly stone creature thing.
Which is obviously where Bonnie got her name somewhat. You thought it was because she was like stealing jewelry and stuff. She had she got that same rare disease and got one like right where her piercing is, and Kuma was like, "Oh, it looks like
Pretty jewels.
pretty jewels on your face." Yep.
So cute.
He's just so caring, and basically took on the role of her father, and for all intents and purposes, like obviously Bonnie considers him her dad.
You think she knew that? Do you think she knew that until she saw his memories that he wasn't her dad?
I don't know. I feel like maybe not, but I know it doesn't matter to her.
Yeah, to her definitely wouldn't matter because like he was there.
Yeah.
And doggone it, the Celestial Dragons all suck. So,
Yeah.
This. Yeah. No, okay. I do have a point. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
interrupting.
No. Go.
So, I'm curious in this next chapter what the connection with her and Jay Garcia Saturn is. Because when she stabbed Jay Garcia it was not like a
It was
you're
personal.
a bad guy. I'm gonna stop you. It was like
As
I
Michael
hate
Jordan,
you.
Jordan would say,
I took that.
I took that personally.
Yeah, like it was a very like rage filled vendetta stab.
Yep.
So there had to be something, which is likely, you know, Saturn and Vegapunk and him being a cyborg, you know, something like that had to have happened so bad
Yep.
that she saw him and like not skipping a beat, jumped and just stabbed him.
Well, I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure, but I feel like she thinks, you know, they've been doing this and just like dehumanizing Kuma. But I think it was implied that he was taking on, you know, her disease. So he was like replacing those parts. That was like he was getting the disease instead and replacing those parts with like cyborg parts.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of dehumanizing himself.
Yeah, and then obviously at some point the government got involved and took him as a warlord, or threatened to destroy the Sorbet Kingdom if he didn't join, or the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
It had to, some kind of extortion had to have happened where they eventually won him and then they just abused him.
Yep. Poor Kuma.
Yeah, poor Kuma.
He had a horrible, horrible life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was watching Liam on Grand Line Review, and he was like, that was like the one of the worst parts of One Piece. He like compared it to a couple of other things that have happened in One Piece. He didn't mention the Big Mom one. Like I thought
Oh yeah,
that was horrible.
yeah, that was rough. That was more uncomfortable, horrible.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it's sad in a way,
It's sad. I mean,
and it's depressing.
horrifying.
Basically, Nate, Big Mom, she likes to eat, and she gets kind
Oh.
of into a blind rage when she eats. Not like a rage, but
Like,
she like
She gets hangry on like epidemic level. Like
yeah, to the point where she can't even. She doesn't even know what she's doing. Like she killed one of her own kids. Well, he was an adult, but like one of her sons because she
Yeah.
was so hungry.
Yeah.
And basically the horrific thing is all of her friends at the orphanage made her this really yummy meal, and she just so blindly started eating it. She actually ate all of her friends.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. it was
No,
pretty nuts.
she's a giant essentially,
Mhm.
like a half giant, right? What
Yeah.
is she? Like a half giant. And so her friends were all normal sized people, so it was almost like, you know, it's still not doesn't justify it. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
like it wasn't just like her friends the size of her, and she just was like slowly eating her. No,
Yeah.
like that's
I
depressing.
mean, both of them are bad, but that sound
That
sound
was
worse.
way worse. But
Mhm.
like these were, it was really depressing because when she finished her meal, she's like, "Where's all my friends?" It's like,
They
well,
all
they
left
are
me.
eaten.
Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, that's horrific.
That is that's
So-
terrible.
You know, yeah, One Piece gets serious sometimes, like pretty dark. Yeah, that's what Liam said. He said it was one of the darkest moments that I've seen in One Piece, and he referenced a couple other things, and I was like, you forgot about one. That was bad.
yeah, all of his were on point, but he should have brought
Yeah,
that one
he's
up
not wrong, but
because oh man, yeah, that was horrifying. Especially since she gets so blind ragey about food that she just can kill people around her.
Yeah.
So easily. Anyways.
good chapter though.
Yeah.
It was kind of like it was kind of cut short. I guess Oda was having trouble finishing this one, so
Which makes me concerned.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, you know, there's going to be another hiatus for maybe a month or two just because he just had that surgery.
yeah, he was
Trying to
recovering.
recover. And honestly, I want him to take care of himself because he's given me probably the most obsessive piece of anything that I watch and
Entertainment,
read.
Yeah.
And he's actually a really good person, and so I wish him well. I'm okay waiting for a bit if it means that he's okay. So,
Sure.
anyways, So I'm excited to see. I feel like this next chapter is definitely going to be the cyborg, why he's a cyborg, and I have a feeling it's going to end with him arriving on Egghead. I don't know, but I have
That's
a
either this
feeling.
one or the next one. I think so.
Yeah, I could see it ending on like he pops in, and everyone be like, Kuma,
What are you doing here?
and then it's like
Yeah.
ends. I could see it doing that, or he just like
Cliffhanger.
shows up and does one thing in the following chapter. Which the two reigning things in my head is one, he sends Jay Garcia out
Yeah.
somehow, getting him away from the situation. Or he saves Bonnie in some way. I do like the Bonnie aging Luffy theory. I like that one a lot because if she can age him to be his like optimal
Oh yeah.
age, it might make him more powerful.
Give us a taste of like
Like
Optimus Luffy.
40-year-old Luffy or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. It was either he was going to send Jay Garcia away or he was going to take Luffy's pain. Because if he takes out all the pain from Luffy, then he'll be back in fighting fit again
Yeah.
and can actually fight Jay Garcia.
True.
Because, I mean, I feel like the way it's going right now, Kuma from his dad learned about Nika. And I don't know how he would know that Luffy's Nika, but if he found out somehow,
Mm-hmm.
he would want to make sure the Sun God could fulfill his duties.
Yeah, I feel like he's gotta know somehow. 'Cause he's gonna die.
Oh, he's already
soon.
practically dead. Yeah.
You know, I feel like he's gonna die soon, and
He doesn't have legs
unfortunately,
anymore, right?
I
I think Sakazuki took his legs off, or at least one of his legs off.
think it was one.
So like
I don't know.
he's in rough shape. Half
Yeah.
of his head's burnt
Yeah,
off.
I just know he's in super rough shape. But he'll show up, and one of the last things he'll do is like talk to Bonnie and say his goodbyes and find out that he helped Nika.
Yeah.
So
That'd be a good ending for someone who would have built up that much.
Yeah.
He's got to have some kind of happy ending. That or they just go crazy with the whole his memories are preserved and so they put it into Esper and now he's alive again. Which that would be kind of I hope that Kuma dies. And that's sad.
Oda
but-
doesn't like to kill people off though.
He doesn't like to, and I don't want Kuma to die, but I hope he does die because
It would
That
make
would-
sense.
the impact would be heavy. It'd be a real sacrifice,
Yep. I mean, he's suffering so much. He's like to the point where he'd be better off. He'd probably be happier if
Yeah.
that happened. But
Exactly.
anyway,
So that's our thoughts on the chapter. I don't even know what time. Oh shoot!
yeah,
We've been going for like an hour and a half.
I can kind of see
About
where
an
we're at. but
Hour, 10 minutes.
Okay. Well,
Cool. Well, I think that should just about do it for us today. I'll watch your boy
Kong
Kong
Ming.
Ming, and you'll
Mhm.
watch Trigun. We'll report on that, and we'll have more to talk about next time. I'm going to be doing an unboxing. I might release that as a separate video. I got a couple things coming.
Yeah,
So.
you definitely need to. And I'll try to get some clips of the con in here too.
Cool.
So we'll have some good content coming. So
Sweet. All right.
all right, thanks guys.
Thanks.
Be real.
あの夜も